She was texting you every single day. You woke up to her messages, you went to sleep thinking about her, and then one morning, nothing. No text, no explanation, no goodbye, just silence. You checked your phone, you reread the last conversation, you asked yourself what you did wrong. Maybe it was something you said. Maybe it was your age, maybe she found someone younger. None of those are the real reason. And if you don't understand what actually happened, this is going to keep happening every single time. In the next 13 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why she went cold, what you did or didn't do that made it happen, and what a man who knows himself does the moment it occurs. Stay until point 4. That one is the reason she doesn't come back. You did everything right, or at least everything you were told was right. You were consistent, you were available, you responded quickly, you were interested, and somewhere in the middle of all that, something shifted. She stopped showing up, and you're left trying to figure out what invisible rule you broke. For years, they told you that being consistent, being available, showing genuine interest, that those things would keep a woman around. Nobody told you that those same things, done without direction, without calibration, without understanding what she was actually measuring, can be the exact reason she decides to disappear. There are exactly 2 reasons she goes cold, and most men only ever figure out one of them. The second one, stay until we get there, is the one that explains not just this woman, but every woman who has ever done this to you. Reason 1, you gave her all your attention and none of your direction. Most men believe that if they show consistent interest, daily texts, quick replies, always being there, the woman will stay. That logic works in theory. In reality, it does the opposite. Attention without direction doesn't feel like interest. It feels like neediness. And neediness is the fastest way to make a woman lose respect for a man. The female nervous system is wired to respond to signal clarity. When a man is available for everything, about nothing specific, her brain registers that as low value. Not because she's calculating, because that's how attraction is wired. Picture this, David, 58 years old, retired engineer from Chicago. He told me he texted a woman every morning for 3 weeks straight. Good morning texts. How was your day texts? Thinking about you texts. She responded every time, warmly, until she didn't. I asked him, in those 3 weeks, how many times did you invite her to meet in person? He went quiet. Once, he said. At the beginning. There it is. He was building a texting relationship, not a real one. She felt the warmth but saw no destination. And a woman who sees no destination starts looking for one somewhere else. Let's continue this in person. Are you free this Saturday? What he should have said early on was this. Let's continue this in person. Are you free this Saturday? That's it. No long explanation. No pressure. Just a man who knows where he's going. But that's only half the story. The second reason she went cold is the one nobody talks about, and it's the one that explains why even men who do invite her out still lose her. Reason 2. She never knew what you wanted, and that ambiguity cost you everything. Many older men believe that being indirect, not showing too much interest, is what keeps a woman engaged, and there's truth in that. But there's a difference between strategic ambiguity and simply having no clear intention. She can feel the difference. One makes her curious, the other makes her uncomfortable. And an uncomfortable woman doesn't stay, she disappears quietly. Women are highly attuned to behavioral inconsistency. When a man's words and his actions don't align with a clear direction, her subconscious registers it as instability. Instability in a man at any age activates withdrawal. Marcus, 61 years old, accountant from Houston. He had been talking to a woman for 6 weeks. Coffee once, long conversations. She seemed genuinely interested. Then she faded. He came to me confused. I asked him one question. Did she know what you were looking for? He said, I didn't want to come on too strong. That's the answer right there. 6 weeks. No clarity. She was waiting for a signal that never came, so she moved on. What he should have said around week 2. I want to be straightforward with you. I enjoy your company, and I want to get to know you better. I'm not interested in just being friends. Clean, direct, confident. Some women will step back. Those are not the women for you. The right ones will respect it, and respect is where real attraction begins. Now you know the 2 reasons she went cold, but here's where most men make the biggest mistake of all. What they do the moment they realize she's pulling away. Point 3 is going to be uncomfortable, but it's the most important one. Point 3. The moment she pulls away, what you do next decides everything. The instinct is to reach out, to check in, to send one more message, to ask if everything is okay, to explain yourself. Every one of those moves communicates the same thing. I am afraid of losing you, and fear, real, naked fear, is the most unattractive thing a man can project. When a man pursues harder after a woman pulls back, her nervous system reads it as confirmation that she was right to pull back. Pursuit under those conditions doesn't revive attraction. It eliminates it permanently. Robert, 64 years old, from Atlanta. A woman he had been seeing 3 times went quiet for 5 days. He sent 4 messages in those 5 days. The last one said, "I just want to make sure I didn't do anything wrong." She never responded again. Not because she was cruel, because that message told her everything she needed to know. Compare that to this, same situation, different man. She goes quiet for 5 days. He sends nothing. On day 6, he sends exactly this. "Hey, hope your week has been good. I am heading out Saturday evening. If you want to join, you're welcome." That's it. No explanation, no apology, no question about where she went. Just a man with a life extending an invitation from a place of calm. She responded within the hour. But there's something even more powerful than knowing what to text. It's what you do with your life while you wait for her response. And this is the part that changes everything about how she sees you. Point 4. While she's watching from a distance, this is what she needs to see. Most men, when a woman pulls back, go one of 2 directions. They either chase, and we already covered why that fails, or they go dark. They disappear completely, post nothing, show nothing, waiting in the shadows, hoping she comes back. Both are reactive, both are built around her. And a man whose life revolves around one woman's response is not a man she's going to come back to. Social visibility triggers what psychologists call social proof. When a woman sees a man living a full, active, interesting life, without waiting for her approval, her brain automatically increases his perceived value. She doesn't decide this consciously, it just happens. This is what a man with options does while a woman goes quiet. He doesn't post motivational quotes. He doesn't post sad songs. He doesn't post gym mirror selfies with bad lighting. He posts the photo from Saturday where he looks like the most interesting man at the table. He posts the moment from the hike where he looks exactly like what he is, a man who knows how to live. He goes out, he invites other women, he keeps moving. Not as a strategy, as a lifestyle. Because here's the truth most men need to hear. If you're suffering over one woman, it's because she is your only option. Because here's the truth most men need to hear. If you're suffering over one woman, it's because she is your only option. The moment you have real options, not imaginary ones, real ones, no single woman has the power to collapse your world. And she can feel that. She can feel when a man is scarce. She can feel when a man is abundant. Abundance is not about having many women. It's about having a life so solid that no woman's silence can shake it. That is what brings her back. And if she doesn't come back, you're too busy to notice. And now I need to say something that most coaches won't say, because the real reason this happens, the reason she disappears, often has nothing to do with her, and everything to do with what you've been projecting without knowing it. Here is what I see constantly, and I say this with respect because I've seen it cost too many men too much. Many older men pursue younger women not because they genuinely desire them, but because they need them to confirm that they're still desirable, that they still have it. That age hasn't taken anything from them, and she feels that energy. She feels it in how quickly you respond. She feels it in how much you need her to reply. She feels it in the way the conversation has no direction. Because the real direction was never about her. It was about what she represents to you. That is not attraction. That is validation seeking. And a woman, young or otherwise, does not want to be someone's proof of worth. She wants to be chosen by a man who already knows his worth. There's a massive difference between those two men, and she will find it within the first week of talking to you. I'm not saying this to be harsh. I'm saying it because the men who hear this and actually sit with it are the ones who stop repeating the same pattern. They're the ones who come back and tell me, I finally understand why it kept happening. Point 5. The man who doesn't lose her, here's exactly what he does differently. First, he keeps his life interesting and visible. Not for her, for himself. The photos he posts show a man in motion. Good quality, real moments, natural settings. No gym mirror selfies, no motivational quotes, no sadness posted publicly. A man of quality does not perform his emotions on social media, he performs his life. Second, he invites from abundance, not from desperation. When he reaches out after silence, it's brief, it's confident, and it has a specific invitation. Not, hey, are we okay? But, I'm going to this place Saturday, come if you want. That single line communicates more confidence than 100 reassuring messages. Third, he writes to other women, not to replace her, not to make her jealous. But because a man with genuine options doesn't place all his energy on one outcome, If she disappeared, the most likely reason is that she redirected her attention elsewhere. He does the same, without anger, without drama, with calm. Fourth, he makes his intention clear, once. If he hasn't communicated what he wants, he does it now, directly, simply, and then he releases the outcome completely. Because the right woman doesn't need to be convinced, she just needs to see that he knows what he wants. Here is what I want you to take from this. A woman who disappears without explanation is not a mystery to be solved. She is a mirror. She is showing you exactly where your energy was misplaced, where your direction was unclear, and where your life needs to be more solid. Fix those three things, not for her, for the version of yourself that doesn't need any single woman's presence to feel complete. That man never loses, because he was never chasing. Has this happened to you? A woman who showed real interest and then disappeared without a word? What did you do when she went quiet? Write it below. I read every single one and I respond. This is not a monologue. This is a conversation between men who understand what this actually feels like. And if you want to understand exactly what signals she sends when she's genuinely interested before she goes cold, watch the video right above this one. It shows you the 7 signs most men miss completely. See you there.